Hello guys, so today I want to talk about the people who constantly say, oh, ignorance is a bliss and being ignorant equals a happier life. Now, I completely disagree with that. I think that ignorant people are on average unhappier and face more difficulties than intelligent people. And I think that saying ignorance is a bliss is basically cope. You're coping. A lot of the people who say that are coping because they are intellectually ungifted and they do not understand the fabric of this reality and they don't understand it fundamentally. So they say that. I think that knowledge and reading a lot of books and having wisdom and all of that can actually help you develop as a person. It can even make you more attractive to other people because we human beings, if you guys have noticed, yeah, I mean, this is a very basic pattern to notice. We like people who can teach us, people who can pioneer, people who discover and explore. These are very sought after traits. To basically say ignorance is a bliss, meaning like, oh, by the way, a lot of people use this as an excuse to not really study anything or to gain more knowledge. That's very bad. I think this can have a negative influence on our society. I think the impact of people who promote this idea is horrible, and I think they should all be condemned. But that's just my personal opinion, though. What I really want to focus on, right, is how important it is to accumulate knowledge and wisdom throughout your life on this earth. I think that the people who are exceptionally good at learning tend to also do better in other areas and tend to just be good people overall in many different aspects. Now, of course, we have exceptions, yeah, but I think this holds true for a lot of for a lot of people at least. And here's the thing though, like my personal opinion is that the more knowledge you have, right, especially if you're somebody who's seeking the objective truth of the world, for example, if you're studying physics or you're studying mathematics, anything that requires abstract logical thinking, if you're actually doing that and you're actively trying to deepen your understanding of these topics, I think that can be a very virtuous thing. I think, a matter of fact, I think it's a moral obligation for every single human being on this earth to seek the objective truth of this universe. And if you don't do that, then, in my opinion, you're failing as a human being. Because here's the thing, guys, yeah? You have to notice these patterns. Human beings, and you guys know this, human beings are the only animals capable. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people might not like me using the word animals, but we're technically animals, yeah? Um, are really the only animals who are capable of logical thinking. Yeah, in the sense that our abstractions are very powerful. Not only are they powerful, but also they're able to explain the universe to a very high precision. I mean, our equations do a wonderful job predicting the future of certain physical phenomena. And I think this is something to be proud of. I think you guys should be proud to be human beings. Because here's also one thing I realized. I realized that being born a human might actually be rare. Not even a human. Let's generalize this idea. Yeah, being born as a sophisticated, conscious observer. A conscious observer that is able to absorb information from the environment and then from that information deduce rules of logic to understand the environment in order to make predictions. And I'm talking very accurate predictions. That's very profound. And the fact that evolution managed to create such sophisticated conscious beings is, you might as well call it a miracle. Now, for the theists and the religious people, yeah, this is wonderful. There you have somebody who is confirming their ideas that intelligent design is something which requires God. But in all reality, there is really no way you can confirm that that's the case. But either way, it's very profound. Like, you cannot ignore the fact that whether it's God or evolution, you cannot ignore the fact that what we can do as human beings is very, very powerful. It's very rare. It's profound. I mean, you don't really see it in the animal kingdom, for example. You don't see animals writing down equations that describe the whole universe. You don't see animals being able to use logical abstractions to explain existence. You don't see that. You don't see animals thinking about why we exist and making a bunch of theories and establishing religions and creating ideologies. You don't see that. So we human beings are quite special in that regard. And honestly, I think we should be applauded for that. Whoever created us should honestly give himself a standing ovation, because this is impressive. It's very impressive. Now, obviously, what I said right there implies that a creator exists, but that necessarily is not the case. I mean, it could also just be the case that evolution actually did its thing, and the empirical evidence points towards the fact that evolution is actually what brought on intelligence. But it's very interesting. I've also been wondering about our numerical abilities, especially because right now I'm doing a lot of higher mathematics. No, I'm not trying to flex on you guys. I'm not trying to flex my intellectual capabilities on you guys. But you know, this made me realize that, wow, the fact that we have numerical intelligence, you know, like the fact that we can count, the fact that we can just do mathematics overall is wonderful. I think it is. I mean, I think it's marvelous, to be honest with you. It's very nice, and I really want to know how we got this ability. That's something I'm really interested in. I tried to watch some lectures on YouTube about people explaining how we became very good at numerical. You know, we became good with numbers, basically. Yeah. And I mean, this has a long history. Apparently, human beings have been doing math for thousands of years. Yeah, I believe that all of you guys should study logic. I believe all of you guys should study mathematics and study physics, because these are the objective truths of the world. And I really encourage you guys to do that. Genuinely, this will be my advice. I think it will improve your life drastically. I think it will make you obviously a better logical thinker, and it will make you appreciate the beauty of this existence. The fact that this existence is built on logic, it's built on a very abstract foundation. It's not easy to understand. For example, they cannot understand quantum mechanics literalistically. So, and that's completely understandable, because it is difficult. These are concepts the human mind is not really used to, because you don't really experience it in your day-to-day life. But once you learn about them, once you learn the mathematics behind them, you'll start to appreciate the underlying structure and underlying mechanisms that guard the phenomenon and guard the processes that happens in our universe. So guys, this was just like a quick video. That's all I wanted to say. I didn't really want to drag this out for way too long. I just felt like posting this because it was on my mind quite a lot lately. So hope you enjoyed this video.